Hello everyone, today is a perfume video. The topic of discussion is going to be fragrances that I have finished in the last few months. I generally do this kind of a video every once in a while just to give a final hooray on some of the fragrances that I have been using enough to make them disappear. And these guys are an interesting batch. I've owned all of them for a pretty long time. And I'll tell you about what kind of a fragrance it is, how I felt about them, how I used them and when, and whether I would repurchase or not. And today it's 3 fragrances. First runner-up is Covet by Sarah Jessica Parker. I've owned this for a while. Actually, it used to be my mom's fragrance several years ago. She doesn't really wear perfume, and so she passed it on to me. Somebody gave it to her as a gift. She passed it on to me, and I was blown away because I am, very, very seldomly purchasing budget or drugstore sold kinds of fragrances because most of the time it's just a total disappointment. But I have to say, this budget fragrance totally blew me away by the complexity and the art of composition in this weird yellowish juice. The composition of this little guy really reminds me much more of perhaps a niche fragrance or something very classical designer, but fragrance that's been around for like 20 to 30 years. It's that kind of a feel. There is a slightly vintage flair to it. There's a lot of modern edge to this particular scent as well. It's complex, it's deep, it's powdery. And it's not for everyone. If you really hate powdery scents, you will not like it. If you're into sweets, you will not like that either. Well, you may like it, I don't know, but it's not a scent that will evoke those gourmand feelings. It's really a powder room boudoir kind of scent to me. It was totally hyped up years ago, but the hype has died down. I don't know anybody in my circle of acquaintances who wears it, and I'm very good at picking up scents that I'm familiar with of people. I really enjoyed it. I would actually consider repurchasing it in the future, but I have to say it will have to be on some kind of a sale, and it would have to be an accidental find. So if I find it in like Winners or TJ Maxx or Marshalls, I might get it. I might just get it. To have it again would be wonderful. But I don't think I'm committed enough to this particular perfume to go ahead and seek it out and order it online. If it's convenient and it's there, I would get it. But if it's not convenient, or if I have to go out of my way to get it, I wouldn't. Mostly because my perfume stash is very extensive, so to be a repurchasable fragrance, I mean, it has to be bomb, it has to be super special, it has to be something else. Covet is wonderful, and if you're on a budget and you like niche style, powdery, boudoir, beautiful fragrances, I would check this one out for sure. It's extremely special. Of course, not everybody's going to love it. That's not it. This perfume wasn't constructed to be a crowd pleaser necessarily, but it is a womanly, mature, beautiful, confident scent. I would recommend you sniff it, and if you come across it, try it out. It's budget enough, I think, for most people to be able to sample it if it comes across your way. The next scent that I finished up, and I wasn't sure that I was going to finish it. It was interesting. It's a black opaque bottle, and I didn't really realize I was running low on it. It is a small size, and it is Black Perfecto from the La Petite Robe Noire line from Guerlain. Guerlain used to be, my favorite, I would say my favorite fragrance house. Their recent releases had been very disappointing, and someday we'll have a conversation about that and why that might be happening. Black Perfecto, however, is the most recent, as far as I know, release in the La Petite Robe Noire line, and it did not disappoint. So the way I wear fragrances, let's start there because it kind of ties into how I wore this guy and how I finished it. The way I wear fragrances is I have specific kinds of fragrances designated for specific occasions in my life, and of course specific times of days and specific seasons. Most of the time I just wear whatever I want, but I certainly have scents that I wouldn't wear to work, for example. I have scents that I wear at home specifically. Most of them are calming and cozy, just to chill out, you know, like lounge pants and that kind of a fragrance. And some of them I wear to bed. Those tend to be much sweeter, heavier, much more gourmand, mostly because those are the fragrances that my husband really enjoys. I'm not a big fan of gourmands, but I do love to test new fragrances, and I do love to try those edible scents, to try and maybe find things that I enjoy about them, and maybe expand my understanding of what I like in a fragrance. So Black Perfecto was a purchase for that specific reason. I wanted to probably use it in nighttime, maybe date fragrance. Like I said, I have so many perfumes that I wear for so many occasions. It's kind of fun to try something that is outside of my comfort zone, so to say, or outside of things that I like. I am very familiar, intimately familiar with the La Petite Robe Noire lineup. I've tried every scent from them, either in full size or in samples. And this is the only one that I can truly say was actually a scent I would recommend, and a scent that I was very happy that I did get a bottle of and wore through. The line La Petite Robe Noire from Guerlain is really known for their preserves, kind of edible berry preserves sort of scent. It always tastes like sweetness. You can almost taste the sugar. They're all, except for the Eau Fraiche, which doesn't belong in this lineup at all, they're all very sweet. And anytime they release a flanker, what happens is they just pick a different berry and make it smell like the preserves of that berry. So there's cherry, there's like blueberry. So that's how they center those scents around a variety of different edible berries. I'm not a big fan of that concept. I'm not a big fan of repetitive scents. The flankers really lack originality. When La Petite Robe Noire de Perfume came out, it was original in its own way because it was the first sweet punch in the Guerlain lineup. It was their attempt to capture a younger audience, but I don't think that they should have gone that direction, because their audience is not 18-year-olds. It is not. Their price ranges for their makeup, for their cosmetics, for their skincare, and for a lot of their fragrances are luxury prices that are unachievable for 99.9% of the younger demographic that they tried to capture. Really, it's for women with means. Their makeup and their skincare and a lot of their fragrances, maybe not these ones. These ones are pretty like designer priced in that range, which is fairly common. But you know, their stuff, Guerlain, is really a luxury house. And in my view, they should just embrace who they are, embrace their story and history, and target the audience that they are supposed to target, which is, to me, probably 25 plus, at least 25 plus, with medium to high income levels. So that's who Guerlain theoretically is making stuff for. This foray into preserves was a bit odd, but there are many people who were really on board with it, and it was a big seller and still is. It's a very popular scent. People love their sweets. However, let's circle back to this particular guy, Black Perfecto. Black Perfecto is the most interesting and unique scent in the entire La Petite Robe Noire lineup, which I'm kind of meh about. It's fine, but it's not amazing. This guy is closer to where I would say it's unique and cool and interesting, and there is a slight edge to it. And what I mean is, definitely it's still preserves, 100%. Preserves, it's here. It's super sweet, very edible, very berry. And so you guys who love really sweet fragrances, you might really enjoy this. And you might enjoy this more than you would have enjoyed the rest of La Petite Robe Noire, because this one has a touch of suede and a background of beefy florals. This small accent of, they say leather, but it smells more like suede, way more like suede to my nose. This little detour with a slight accent on the unusual combination of berries and leather. That's the interesting part. It's cool. It's a little bit edgier. It's a little bit more grown up. It's a little wink. So I really enjoyed this. Of course, my husband really enjoyed this, which is why this was a nighttime fragrance for me. I like it. I won't purchase it again because this style is not my style. I enjoy them in the evening because I don't have to smell them for the entire day, right? So I would apply this kind of fragrance for nighttime because A, my husband really likes it, B, I really want to test something new, something that would be unusual for me. But very quickly, these super sweet kinds of fragrances start pressing on me and oppressing me. I don't like smelling them long term, which is why the evening application is the perfect application for me because I can then enjoy the fragrance, think about it, understand it, let it develop, and then I'm asleep and I'm not really smelling it anymore. So I'm not going like, oh, I can't believe I still smell like grandma's preserves. So Black Perfecto. If you guys are interested in La Petite Noir line, or you have purchased from La Petite Noir line, I would 100% direct you towards Black Perfecto because it's the most sophisticated pick out of the entire line. It's very pretty. Again, not for me. I won't repurchase, but I have not been disappointed with this. This was a good buy. It was fun to wear and I was happy to have had it, but I'm done with it. The last fragrance that I have finished up is a good old classic for me. I've been wearing this particular fragrance for years, decades actually, and this is Chanel Eau de Parfum Coco. Coco, it's a beautiful nod to the 80s. It's an interesting and exciting, powerful, vintage smelling scent, and probably one of the underrated underdogs, if you can even call any of the Chanel fragrances underdogs, in their lineup. This is the one that not as many people talk about because it is more mature. It smells rich, it smells confident, it smells like it knows where it's going and why. And the essence of the scent is this is definitely a Chanel. It has that super clean aldehydic soap undertone to it, and that I would never trade. This is my favorite part of Chanel fragrances. They have that slight lift up and effervescence that comes in their fragrances. Pretty much most of what they do has that sort of a feel, that sort of a background. Then there's lots and lots of, then we have powdered spices, we have heady florals, and just a lot of femininity, a lot of 50s, and a beehive, and a cashmere sweater. It's soft, it's enveloping. I would say way too heavy for summer for me. I really like this in the fall and winter seasons, and I've been purchasing this fragrance for years. Guess what? Of course, I've already bought a replacement bottle, and I will crack into it, still sealed. I will crack into it next fall and winter. For this fall and winter, I think I'm done with this scent. I won't pull it out again until the next fall arrives. But I made sure that I stocked up and it's already on hand, and I don't have to think about it because I will finish up another bottle, and then another bottle, and then another bottle. This is definitely one of my classic favorites that I will probably not be without much, if ever, at all. So, in conclusion, I was very happy with all three fragrances that I have finished off because I got a lot of satisfaction from each and every one of them. I don't have to talk about Chanel again, of course. This is my sort of classic fall scent. I've been using it since I was a teenager. Covet, wonderful budget buy. Won't be purchasing it at this moment. And Black Perfecto, my excursion into super sweet preserves, and it was very pleasant and pleasurable, and it's a lovely pick from that realm of perfumery, and I do recommend you guys check it out if that is something that you're interested in terms of style of perfume. But I will not be purchasing that one again. In a few months, I'm sure we'll see each other again with a similar video where I will be telling you about fragrances that I finished up. And that's it for today. Please comment down below which fragrances you've finished up recently, because it's always curious to know what people love so much that they get everything to the last drop out of that bottle. All right, that's it for today. See you guys later. Have a good day and good luck. Bye-bye.